All right, hey, good morning, everyone. All right, let's take a look at the market today and see what's happening. With the ES, we are at that important level, that 5,800. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Let's go look at the daily chart. Talked about how critical it was for the market to kind of stay above this 5,800. It dipped past it and then it bounced back up. And we saw that little bounce yesterday in the afternoon from 11 to out the close. We saw a run up. But here we are putting pressure on this 5,800. Let's look at the three. This is the daily. We see the 200 moving average moving up to 57.45. Let's look at the weekly right here. Again, we are definitely entering in a bearish trend. So what does that mean? I'm not doing that many calls. I'm just doing puts. I'm going to keep the wind at our backs, look for those stocks that are already bearish that run up, and then, as they say, sell the rip. So this morning, we are already pushing at 58.09. Let's go look at the hourly. Yeah, and so here on the hourly, we already are 58.07. We don't bounce back off of here. We might do a little bit of this throughout the day, but we're going down to 57.50. It touched it yesterday, but we're going back down to 57.50. So what does that mean? So here's on the hour, you see this MACD. Probably whenever this MACD crosses and we have a squeeze, whenever this MACD crosses, it'd be a good time to short your SPYs, SPX, and your futures. Anything else in the market at this point in time? I'm not going to really talk about calls. I'm just going to look at the stocks that are setting up for puts. And so on the ES, so one of the stocks I saw earlier, Starbucks. So we know this is the week for retail. Here goes Starbucks. Starbucks has broken this 112 line. It's already at 111. Let's go look at it on a 30 minute. So we have this channel here on a 30 minute, this 110 to 111. Once it breaks 110, this is when we get into this trade. So it's just another way to see your levels. Even if it goes back up, I'm not getting into it. Even if it breaks out to the upside, at some point it's probably going to come back down. I'll be looking to short Starbucks. Yesterday was earnings for Target. That one dipped. Anybody wanted to get into that one? We talked about that one. And Best Buy. So this is, again, a week for retail. Call out some of their earnings. They're also going to be negatively impacted by the tariffs. Now here at Best Buy, you see it hit. You still see that it has this 72 support, but it also has this at 77, 76. I didn't pay attention to their earnings that much. But this is a stock that might had a good earnings report. You have to do your own due diligence. But if it bounced here, it could go back up and want to go back up to 82, 83. If you want to choose something that might go to the long today. How the Q's setting up? Q's is setting up for me. I'm waiting to short. I don't care if it goes back up to 501. It's at 497 now. It might go up to 501, 500. I don't care if it goes to 503. I'll be looking for the put. Yesterday, caught some of this on the way down, and then it ran up. So as you know, the ranges 488 to 503 on the 30 minute. You can play those ranges. Obviously, it could be a little bit tighter on the 15. We got a little support here at 496 that it touched and 500. So even if you're planning on a shorter time frame, you see 496 is probably a support level. You have to probably break 496 and then you can write it down. And if it gets above 499, maybe you can go to 502. It's a $3 move. But like I said, I'm probably looking at short. So you break 496, we're going to write that one down to 494. How about the SPY? We saw that the ES was already trending down. SPY, this is on a 15 minute. It's looking bearish. 30-minute. Have some support here. So SPY got some figuring out what it want to do today. I still think it's bearish for the day. But again, once it breaks a certain level, you might want to get into the downside. 572 is it. So you really wouldn't mind if it went up to 580, 581. If it does some action here with the MACDs and then eventually gets weak and fall, that's probably the best case. You get more bang for your buck. But Starbucks is one I'm definitely looking at. There's a few other out here that are setting up. Let's look at Google. Again, this is the cues. So the tech sector, if Google turns over, it's at 172 now. If it breaks this 171, be patient. Then Google falls or Amazon. You see, they've all went up to a resistance level yesterday. And if they're starting to weaken, Google, Amazon, um, and fall, then your Qs is going to fall, or you can play them. And they all have good squeezes, so that means there's going to be some volatility in their movement. Take a look at Apple. Apple was choppy yesterday, but for a swing trade to the downside, Apple looked really, really nice. Breaks this 236, may go down to 234. Apple is bearish. Let's go look at it on hourly real quick. Voila. So you see it, 234 here. I mean, you could, if you depending on where the market opens, you may not get much, then it might bounce and play within this range. So once Apple breaks 234, I'll definitely be looking to get into it. It's probably a better setup on a swing trade and be patient in watching it on a daily time frame. Yeah, so once you see it up here, 241, 236, here Wednesday, 234, breaks 234. By the end of this week, it could be down to 230. Nice swing trade. Let's just take a look at AMD and NVIDIA, and then I'll just talk about one of the trades I got in yesterday. So NVIDIA and AMD, they all kind of went down, then went up, or they was kind of bullish yesterday. AMD is at 102. I don't trust it. I mean, I'm still looking for the fade, but it looks pretty bullish. If it gets past 102, might want to go test 104 and 107. Let's see if ARM is saying the same thing. ARM was bullish yesterday. It has a 126. MACD is going up. It's getting weak. Let's look at NVIDIA. Big dog. So NVIDIA, same thing as AMD. It looks just like AMD. It's at 119. And so you could put all three on a chart. If all three goes up, then maybe you get in, get out real quick. Again, that's on a 4 hour. Let's go look at an hour. Yeah, so here on an hourly, yeah, I don't trust it. Like I said, NVIDIA, AMD, ARM falls. We already looked at Amazon, Google. Then you can ensure that the Qs and the NASDAQ is going to fall. You can get your puts in, make some easy money. The stock I played yesterday was Boeing. Oh, man, it was beautiful. Boeing had this tight right here. I like it before the market that we see this tightness in between. I caught this right before the market opened. I looked at Boeing. It's one of the stocks I always kind of look at to compete. But then on my watch list, I got it on this right here, got out. I wish I would have stayed in. Contracts went from it was $1.68. It went all the way up to about $7 and some change within the first hour. So I didn't get all of that. I got kind of stopped out. Had to get out to play. So I got out, but it was profitable. So Boeing was a good one. So be on the lookout for those. Again, this is put season until things change. They had the State of the Union last night. There was some sentiment that someone made some comments overnight that maybe those 25% tariffs might get reduced, and the market kind of bounced overnight. But like I said, I just believe the charts. I really don't believe the news. And we kind of go from there. All right. Well, thank you. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Please like and subscribe. Be blessed.